Back in the day, Taylor used to be one of the premier cities in Central Texas. That it allowed the investors of this community to actually put a lot of money into the infrastructure here. And the historic buildings were one of the premier constructions in the Central Texas corridor. Like this particular building was a drugstore. It was a five and dime store, Ben Franklin Woolworths over the years. Had a warehouse upstairs for the five and dime store, and then it had an office complex which featured doctors, lawyers, insurance company, designing companies. And so this building kind of stood out in the county above all the other buildings as far as traffic flow and transactions of money from one business to another, which makes it very appealing from back then and even today. Part of it is location of the downtown. Part of it, it's construction. This building sits on 3.5 foot of concrete for foundation, so it has a very solid foundation. So it hasn't moved in all the years, and that's a very good thing, and that's because of the foundation. The bricks are 24 inches, and they're also super premium bricks.
Tell me, what makes it a super premium brick?
The bricks are fire glazed bricks, and the mortar that it was constructed with was a very coarse aggregate that really holds on and lasts us for a very, very long time. It probably lasts a couple hundred years before it even starts to break down, so we got a long ways to go. The brick is a very dense brick. It's coarse on the outside. If you break it on the inside, it's like the inside of a cavern or those rocks that people use for decorative rocks that you buy.
You said that the walls were 24 inch thick?
24 inches thick on the exterior brick walls and 18 inches on the interior walls that separates the multi-level of the building.
So what have you done to the building since you've owned it in the early 90s?
When I bought the building, it had its original electrical plumbing and everything, so I had to come in and pretty much everything out of the main room that we're sitting in right now that has these cabinets that's been here since 1927, even though the cabinets are from 1890, they were brought in because of a fire in 1927. The rest of the building was in pretty bad shape. Pretty much had to redo the windows, the roof, all the plumbing was cast iron, and also the drainage was cast iron. So it's been replaced with PVC and copper and everything modern. All the lights and the ceiling fans and all the electric, all the plumbing, everything have been redone since I bought it. We went through extensive renovation the very first year, and it continued for about a 10-12 year period. We're constantly putting money in different areas of the building. The last phase we invested a lot of money in was about 10 years ago, and that is the apartment that's upstairs in that area there. We expanded that as the family grew. I converted most of this into my home over a period of time. So,
what is the setup of the bottom floor here in terms of areas, that type of thing?
Yeah, so we have a restaurant here, which can be utilized for retail as well. It's got these beautiful cabinets, 165 linear feet of cabinetry, red mahogany wood, glass shelves that are 7/8 thick with some sliding glass doors, which is a great showcase for any retail type of business, but also great for any office or anything that a bank, anything would be perfect in this location. It sits on the corner of 3rd and Main, so you have a corner location. It's at a light, it's on the state highway, and half the traffic has to stop right in front of you.
So we've got the cafe or the restaurant down here, and then what else would be on the first floor?
We've got a bar, sports bar in the back. Some people refer to it as like a time capsule because it's got the old school and new school twist to it. We had gone back when I did the apartment, we redid the sports bar. When I first bought the building, we renovated and converted the space to a sports bar. It didn't exist. Mm-hmm. So we put in the bar and all the electric and all the plumbing back there and built the stage and all of that for the music venue that we also had to go and accommodate the sports bar that we had with all the TVs and stuff that we had in there. And about 8 years ago, we went in there and redid it, put in the electric and upgraded the lighting and upgraded the ceiling and redid the walls, and redid the floors. And it's ready to go. It's got electric everywhere on the ceiling, all over the walls and everything. So it's ready to go. It's got the coax cable for all the TVs.
We also have a space up here that's currently being utilized as like a living room, but that could be divided up into like offices and that kind of thing?
It could be divided up into like 5 retail spaces or 5 offices, or a combination of both. They can actually generate some good income for somebody.
And how much glass frontage do we have on this particular street?
The great thing about this building is most of the first floor is all glass coverage, which gives you a lot of visibility from the street. For retail office, I would say over 90% is glass.
You'd actually get a lot of window lookers, which is really nice.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the ceilings in here, about how tall are they, and
There's a drop ceiling that was put in, but the original press tin ceiling, the antique press, is still up above. And that stuff was very valuable, very hard to find.
how many feet up?
It's at least 15, maybe 16.
And then on the second floor, we still have a freight elevator back there, which is pretty cool, by the way. And what else is up there?
It's upstairs. It's set up with the original offices that used to be up there. I've got an area with, I've got some bedrooms that can be converted back into an office area, or you can utilize it for multiple things, including housing. Room, if you want to do rooms for a boutique hotel, or everything is set up, you just have to come in and retouch it up. It's got all the beautiful original doors. They have edge glass in it. Doors are about 3 inches thick. All the hardwares are still intact on them. Long leaf pine wood and wainscoting throughout all of the hallway and all the walls, giving it a really good vintage look to the building.
Anything else that you want to say about the building itself?
For any investor who gets this, potential is, pretty much unlimited, because you could do just about anything with this. Anything from light industry to retail to housing to boutique hotel. So it's pretty much open as far as the codes go, which makes this really a charming investment property.